We're the hashtag TBD Fangirls, and we will be doing an episode review of 422. And I am hashtag Brit.
Constance.
The episode begins with Elena taking her aggression out on Stefan, and she's pretty obsessed with finding Catherine. That's her new goal. We also have Matt and Rebecca. They're at the Mystic Falls Grill, and they're both complaining about how they really don't have any family that's going to be attending their graduation. And outside we have Caroline and Elena, and Caroline is doing her graduation invitations, and Elena's kind of just not really interested, and Elena's like, where's Catherine? And Caroline's like, you need to calm down, and Elena's like, nope, I need to find Catherine, and if you don't know where she is, you can go to the bank, and that's how that turns out. And next we have Catherine going into the woods to find Bonnie, and Bonnie is chanting, and she's trying to connect the triangle of where, you know, all the sacrifices were made. Catherine's really not happy because she just wants to be immortal, and Bonnie's like, well, you're gonna stick with me for the day because we're bound together, and Catherine is not pleased, and they are finally connected, the triangle, and so they need to go to the middle to drop the veil, and then Mystic Falls gets really windy, and lights start going off, and they're like, what's going on? And they're like, let's go investigate, yay! And Stefan and Damon find that they're at the high school, so it is Stefan and Caroline go into the high school together, and Damon and Elena, when they're off to go find Bonnie and Catherine, Elena's just trying to get information out of Damon, and he's having none of it. He's like, we need to go find Bonnie. She's like, I need to find Catherine, like, I need to kill her. You want her dead, so why are you protecting her? And he's like, okay, well, Catherine's kind of with Bonnie, and she's like, yes, let's go. And we cut to Stefan and Caroline, and they are in the cafeteria, and they find, like, things are melting up above. So they talk with Damon, and he's like, you know, there's a part below Mystic Falls High School, and he's like, you know, we need to go down there, and that's probably where they are. And sure enough, of course, that's where they are. And Bonnie is trying to take down the veil, and Damon and Elena are on the way down, and she's just like, kind of don't need you, so let me just stake you in this real quick. And then I see Delark, and we see he's holding out his hand to Damon, and he helps him up, like, I don't know what, and Delark's like, no, I got this. And then he goes to locker 42, he opens it, and of course, it's all broken.
So many feels.
It's just amazing. And then Matt and Rebecca on the Mystic Falls Grill still, and they're like talking, and they're getting really close, and they're bonding, and then they talk by Cole, who is very mad at his dear sister because she only grieved for 24 hours after his death. So he's like, you know what? I'm not really happy with you. What can I do best? I'm gonna ruin your chances with this guy. And so he throws a bottle at that, and then we go back to Catherine, who spots a person, and she gets hit by Elena, who is pretty angry with Catherine, and she's clearly trying to kill her, but she's kind of bound to Bonnie, who is also feeling the pain. And fortunately, you know, Stefan kind of intervenes, and we go back to Matt, and she's trying to get all the glass out of his shoulder, and she goes to find the first aid kit, and what she finds is Caroline on the ground cutting herself, and it's kind of a crazy scene. And we go to Bonnie, and she's on the ground, you know, like, obviously in pain from, you know, her bond with Catherine, and Stefan is went to go help Elena and Catherine, and Caroline is helping Bonnie, but she's silenced, and she tells her, I'm in your head, you can't get it out. I let you think that you had power, but you don't have any power. And it's kind of a really intense scene for Bonnie. And we see Rebecca and Caroline, and Caroline's still trying to cut herself, and Rebecca's compulsion doesn't work, and so Rebecca slaps Caroline, and she's out of it. She's just like, bitch! And it's probably one of the best scenes of the season, to be honest.
I think so.
And so Stefan tells Elena that she needs to kind of let go, and Catherine has already fled, of course. And so Elena goes out to the gravesite, and it's a really, really heartfelt scene because she doesn't want to let go of her grief of him, and she doesn't really know what to do. And she thought that, killing Catherine would bring her, closer to feeling something, but it hasn't. And Damon and Lark split up to find Silas, and we cut back to Elena at the grave, and Cole finds her, and he's not very pleased with the fact that she tried to kill him, or she actually did kill him. And then we come back with Grams and Bonnie, and Grams is warning Bonnie that, she can put Silas back. She can, she can do it. And so we see Silas transfer to Alaric, and Damon comes up and he's like, I know you're Silas, and he pretty much just shows him. And Bonnie comes and she puts him back in the kind of rock form that he was originally at. And Cole is now beating the crap out of Elena because he's still obviously mad. Where shows Jeremy with his awesome crossbow and his amazing arms. And Cole's like, mate, you already tried to kill me once, shame on you. And before he gets to finish the rest of his obviously super villainous saying, Stefan snaps his neck. And then there was a moment between Jeremy and Elena, and it's really sad that she gets to see her brother again, and she apologizes to Bonnie. And there's a little bit of a bear me scene where they hug, and then Damon tells Elena that she needs to go say her goodbyes to Jeremy. And then we see Caroline, and they're talking, and he's obviously upset. And then we see, they hug, and he's like, yeah, my best friend. And we see Bonnie, and so she, takes down the veil, and she passes out from it. And we see Alaric, and Alaric quotes some of the things that Damon has said to him, and to his spirit, and he's like, he promised to take care of the kids, and he has gotten the cure from Silas's pocket, so he's like, go get the girl. And Lexi and Stefan are walking, and allude to Caroline, and he's just like, I can't go there. And we see Rebecca and Matt, come out of the grill, and they're kind of wondering what's going on, and then all of a sudden a wild beast appears, but it turned out to be her ex Alexander, who Klaus killed, and he looks dead at her, and she's just like, shucks. And we see Bonnie, and she's looking around kind of scared. She's like, did I do it? Did I not do it? I'm not even sure. And we see Grams grab her, and she's like, I'm sorry, you didn't make it. And Bonnie's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Of course I made it. I'm standing right here. And she looks back, and it's her body. And it is dead. And that's how the episode ends. Just like that. I thought this episode was a lot to deal with. I'm very happy to see Cole. I was glad to see the development of Rebecca. And it was also nice to see Alaric again. Matt Davis, always amazing. and it was really great to see him, and very obviously great to see Stephen R. McQueen's arms. It was nice to see Grant, her influence on Bonnie. It's not like Bonnie saw anyone else; she saw Grant. That was really great, and I am excited for the finale. What'd you think, Spence?
Yeah, this episode was really intense. Of course, Delaric was amazing, hence my new URL. And the Elena scene when she kind of breaks down and she's like, I can't move on, I don't want to move on. I can semi-relate to that, so like I know, it's like the grief of losing somebody, and it's like I'm not letting go of you. And of course, again, Nina deserves all the awards. Everybody does. All the acting in this show constantly amazes me. And this episode really kind of restored my faith in that TVD can be a really good show. They don't have the best logic, but the acting and the actual show can be really good. I did think that the whole thing with Caroline was a little too intense. I didn't enjoy that because it could have been really triggering for some people, and there was absolutely no warning of it. There was no nothing. She was, and she's saying like, I have to keep cutting, and I thought that was way too intense. It was too graphic even. I mean, we've seen people get their hearts ripped out and neck snapped and things like that, but cutting is actually more realistic of all things. So that was something that kind of bothered me. And yeah, I was really happy to see Bonnie being such a badass. I loved it, because I feel like for everything that she does for them, she's so underappreciated. And the fact that she can be like, listen, bitch, this is what you're gonna do, and this is what I'm gonna do, and you're gonna listen to me. I really like that a lot.
My favorite part about this episode was that Catherine didn't get killed, because it restores my OTP of Kalijah, and for me, that's what I was most fearful of, is Catherine getting killed. I feel like Catherine would never be an easy person to kill. She's lived 500 years running from people, killing people, doing whatever she has to survive. Mm-hmm. So I would never feel that she was an easy target. So I'm hoping that she does stay on. I'm hoping that, obviously they don't have to use her all the time, but having her as someone who reoccurs periodically is kind of cool to have. So with the whole veil being down, I could see how, people would want Jeremy to stay, he's a big part of Elena, but for me, like, I would love if Alaric could stay, because team badass, like, who wouldn't want that? And also Cole, okay, because I know that Cole would probably be one of the last people they would have to stay on, given his history with the, with Scooby Gang. I would be more inclined to watch the original if he was in it. And
I don't think you're alone in that.
That would be really amazing.
And I'm interested to see what they do with Klaus and Caroline. Like I said, my prediction is honestly that he's going to kiss her on the cheek and they're going to say goodbye, and everybody, all the Caroline fans, are going to sob for years. But hey, you never know. It's TVD. You can predict things and you might be right, but you can't really predict anything. And yeah, I'm just really interested to see what happens, because apparently it's going to be epic, and when it comes to TVD, I don't really know what epic means anymore, so it should be interesting. And Graduation, season 5. I have no idea where we're going, but who knows.
Well, thank you for tuning in to watch our episode review, and we hope you tune in next week, which hopefully there will actually be more of us next week. We're pulling out all the stops, and hopefully you can see all of the fangirls, or at least
most of them.
And thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and our Twitter, and thank you for watching.